incredible, incredible demo. All right, next up, we have Samantha and Zuvivor. Samantha, welcome up to the stage. Let me get your deck up. Here we go. Reload, refresh. Round of applause for Samantha, please.
Thank you. Yes, I was very hard worker. I saw Derek every single day here, like posted up with his monitor and everything. All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Timur. My name is Samantha Oyang. I'm a 20-year-old nomad, currently on a gap year from UPenn M&T, and I've been working in crypto since I was 16. And for the past month at Edge City and Megazoo, I've been working on a platform called Zuvivor. Essentially, empowers sexual assault survivors to report their abusers by matching victims of the same perpetrator together, and so they know they're not alone and can find a path forward together. So a little bit more about my personal story. I've been traveling around for crypto conferences since I was 17, and the first time I was ever sexually harassed was when I was in Austin for South by Southwest that year. I hated the city ever since and swear I would never go back. And then 2 years later, earlier this May, I returned to Austin for Consensus and started working on this idea in honor of my younger self, essentially. And I was re-inspired to build out this project this month because I actually had to report my Airbnb host in Cambodia for sexual assault right before coming to Chiang Mai. And I myself, as many others, was so scared to report, and the numbers reflect this too. 75% of sexual assault cases go unreported. And the reason for this is because victims are afraid to speak up because of fear of retaliation, defamation lawsuits, reputation loss, essentially all the reasons listed up here that create something called first mover disadvantage. And so essentially, Zuvivor works to eliminate that first mover disadvantage by allowing survivors to create a time-stamped record of their assault and be matched with victims of the same perpetrator. So how it works, the user flow. So victims submit reports by filling out known identifiers about the perpetrator, any incident info, and any evidence along with that, and then verify their identity with KIC via ZK email or World ID. And I also previously implemented GPT-4o when it first came out to be able to essentially describe and upload an image with text to improve the machine readability. This is in case you want to upload like evidence and it'll transform it into text. And then secondly, building on top of cursive technology, the system leverages cryptography, specifically MPC, to identify overlapping information in the report submitted by different victims while also maintaining anonymity. And then from here, a knowledge graph structure emerges where networks of perpetrator/victim nodes develop from the overlapping data in the edges, and that kind of signifies a perpetrator/survivor relationship. And then clusters will form around the specific perpetrator nodes, connecting victims together by a shared offender. And then lastly, once a victim becomes part of a cluster, the users can check the perpetrators to view the number of reports that have been filed against them, and then also match with or be able to opt into messaging other victims of the same offender. Okay. I don't know if the audio is playing, but I'll just, if you can't hear it, I'll just like go over. Yeah, there's audio.
Let's say I'm trying to report John Smith. I fill out some incident details. Then I go to verify my identity. We have the option of doing this with ZK email. Now onto our live demo. Here you can see there's a form to report a perpetrator. All of these fields are optional to fill out, and you can just check the box if you want to provide information for it. Obviously, the more info and the more unique the identifier you can fill out, the better, but you might not know it. Let's say I'm trying to report John Smith. I fill out some incident details. Then I go to verify my identity. We have the option of doing this with ZK email or World ID to verify that you are a human submitting a report. Here's a really quick demo of me using World ID, sign in super easily with my phone, verify with device, and confirm my identity in my Zuvivor sign-in mini app. Then we click submit report and we're done.
Hey, I didn't realize I was speaking so fast. I think it's harder to understand when you're hearing from a speaker than when you're hearing from a laptop. Anyways, here's just a quick brief overview of my tech stack. So I already explained some of the components I implemented, like ZK email, World ID, and like cursive technology. So for the basics, front end was built in Next.js, backend Flask, database Postgres, and then also like GPT-4o was implemented, brought this from before, and then for the smart contracts, use Arbiter styles, essentially write contract in Rust, and the contract essentially would essentially host hold like the reports as structs, and then be able to write functions on top of that. So, yeah, that's essentially it. Since coming to Chiang Mai for this past month and talking with different people, this project has gotten a lot of positive traction. It's gotten a lot of widespread support from people like in modeling, in the jiu-jitsu communities, who all said that they would love to bring it back to their own communities and share this project with them. And also, in light of the recent news about DWF as well, I did share my own story on crypto Twitter, and the tweet went semi-viral. So also pretty proud of that, just to get the word more out there. And yeah, thank you so much for your time. Yeah, let's come together to hold perpetrators accountable.
Thank you so much, Samantha. Incredible.